I used to be a fairly strong person, physically speaking. I could lift heavy weights and I could bike uphill without changing gears and without stopping. I could even push 420 pounds on the leg press sled without much of a struggle. After, however, a fairly long illness, my days of being unusually strong are but a memory. Lifting a gallon of milk became impossible and I needed help with almost everything. One day, God led me to purchase a fitness program that involved lifting weights in order to regain strength. This was at first very difficult, and I would have to use the very smallest of weights that we owned, which was a set of 3-pound dumbbells. With every repetition, the muscles in my body ached and were sore. I would drink protein powder with milk, with almond butter, fruits, and sometimes yogurt. My body needed protein to rebuild the torn muscles and to grow them back stronger than before. Each day I could feel my body growing stronger. I continued to lift weights until I was able to lift my dog Lulu, who weighs 50 pounds, without difficulty. I did push-ups, and I worked my muscles every way I could. I saw that the difficult and painful exercises I was enduring were causing my muscles to grow, and because of this I looked forward to the workouts. It would not be possible to experience the growth and strength that I needed without going through the process of building my muscles. And the only way to build these muscles is to work them, and that is hard and can sometimes be very unpleasant. It is much the same way with faith. Working the muscles of faith means going out into the unknown. It means dealing with uncertainties and trusting that Jesus has a plan and that He's guiding you step by step. This can be hard, very hard in fact. God will often use a situation that is hardest for us to go into in order to make our faith grow. God is not trying to hurt us. In fact, the Bible says, "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end." Jeremiah 29:11. When the Israelites were in the wilderness, they were given manna to eat, and God took care of their needs. Deuteronomy 8:3 says this, "And he humbled thee, and suffered thee to hunger, and fed thee with manna, which thou knewest not, neither did thy fathers know, that he might make thee know that man doth not live by bread only, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of the Lord doth man live." As they walked through the wilderness, their every need was met, whether it was for food or drink, and their clothing did not wear out. Even their sandals were maintained during the journey, and the Bible says that their feet did not swell. They needed only to rely on God. The circumstances were dire. They were in a desert. There were likely several million people on this journey who all needed food, clothing, water, and shelter, and yet their needs were continually met by God. When we find ourselves in a situation where we are between a rock and a hard place, or as the Israelites were between the Egyptian army and the Red Sea, we can depend on our God who splits the very sea and makes a way for His people to pass on dry land. And our faith will grow in the process. The situations in which our faith is grown are often hard and grueling, much like lifting a heavy weight in order to build muscle. But the Bible says we can have this outlook, wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Jesus Christ. 1 Peter 6 and 7. So, no matter what circumstances we find ourselves in, our faith will grow when we choose to trust in Jesus and in His Word.